basically, I was just telling myself that it's like I've been making plans since 2017 on what to do, both business wise, both education wise, uh, well, marketing slash just straight income. Like I've basically known what to do. Okay, step, 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 step. It's like I've been planning for the last how many years, and now it just feels like execution time. Like I was saying, like when my mama died, it felt like that gun in the air going bang, and the marathon has begun, and now we don't stop. You know what I'm saying? We don't stop. We constantly, the thought that I've had for a few years too now is that like no wasted time. You know what I'm saying? I might even still be chilling with my female, like watching TV. But even last night, I wasn't necessarily wasting time. I was journaling. But I was telling myself something that I've known for a while. Like we only watch content if we're consuming information. You know what I'm saying? And now it shouldn't really just be information. It should be information geared towards action taking. For me, that's like math. It's like Spanish. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to learn something, put it into practice. The first thing you can do for free, learn from YouTubes, take out a journal, write it down, pronunciate. You know people that speak Spanish. Some of my best friends speak Spanish. My girlfriend's family speaks Spanish. You can go hang out with them. Your girl's family's in the neighborhood. Practice, practice. Because my thing is, I may know a little bit too, but I won't even speak it. I won't even practice. So practice with your girl's family. Go across town, see your friends. Practice with them. Practice, 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 practice. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. Repetition. For me, also, is math. I always avoided it, near the end of high school and then following, always avoided it. Now something in me tell me that thing that you have avoided, we got to go and conquer that. We got to go and take that. You know what I'm saying? Make it mine. That's really what stopped me from finishing Hallmark College. And you know what else? Yesterday when I was in that prayer garden, I'm praying. For some reason, and I think it's because like I've never witnessed it on this side of town, but planes just coming in, ever so often. I saw about 5, 6 planes just zoom every once in a while. And every time I look up, I think about the days when I quit Hallmark College for avionics. I looked up at planes flying, and I said to myself, every time you see a plane in the sky, you're going to think about how you quit college, And in the last few years, like, I told my mama a number of things, like, I'm going to join the military. I'm going to be a truck driver. You know what I'm saying? I even would share on my crazy ideas that she didn't even believe in, like, oh, I'm going to be a fitness coach and I'm going to be a security guard for, like, TikTok stars, like little social media stars and stuff. Like, stuff like that. And, I told her, like, I'm thinking about the fitness, or I'm thinking about, the nurse, being a nurse because of my dad's heart surgery, and it really made me think different about that. I told her, like, all these different things I want to do. I've always known I wanted to be a Renaissance man, I've always had so much that I want to do, from mechanics to a carpenter, just like, you know what I'm saying? And that's why my imagination is so vivid. I can be thinking about someplace else, but it's like, when it comes to the here and now, I get suppressed because I'm like, oh man, like, how am I going to get there, But it's like, if I can combine the two and just keep the work ethic, just keep working with the delayed gratification, right? It's like working out. You're not going to get the muscles right away, but it will come. Years to follow, really. Several months to follow, beginning at least, right? So, I mean, there's that. But yeah, I've known what to do since 2017, man. Just gotta press on them. I know everything. I've outlined all the things I want to learn from bottom to the top. You know, I know how much money I need. And it just felt like the gun going bang. It's the marathon, man. You don't stop. You know what I mean? We gotta go. We got time to make up for. We gotta keep on running. Let's go get up some. We gotta go. We ain't got a time. So what you gonna wait for? Tell me what you came for. Hey, I was waiting at you at the front door. Hey, what you came for? Ugh. And I gotta have the hunger. I gotta keep on, gotta get it stronger. I can't multitask, but I skip class. Now I'm over here with the whiplash. Hold up, but I hope that it don't last. Gotta keep on going, gotta go fast. Cause the time continuum, the people may wanna hear something, man, but I ain't really gonna show nothing. I'ma keep it undercover, keep hunting. Like I've said before, the whole objective is to start editing, start making the videos better. It's not consistency. It's consistency combined with intensity. Ain't that right, Jasper? Ain't that right, Jasper? She ain't even looking at me. She just wants to go to the room of solace. Ain't that right, Jasper? You know what I'm saying? Like, how can I get better? How can I do this in less time? How can I be more efficient? You know what I'm saying? Cut that time down. That's why my workouts last year were like 2 or 3 hours. But like, and then this year they've been like, 1 hour, an hour and a half. But now it's like, I gotta cut even that down. We just want a 45-minute workout, But if I need so much energy out of my system, I need to either find a job that has high intensity or, have multiple workouts combined, but it's like, I'll tell you what my problem is, man. Don't have a problem. We got obstacles, you know what I'm saying? We don't have a problem. Change your mind frame. We don't have a problem. We got a milestone. We got who that is, man? We don't have no problems around here. We call that an obstacle where I'm from. You see, we gotta overcome, my son. There is no if and buts around it. You understand? We're not gonna question it. Are we gonna win? Of course we're gonna win. You think this is? It's applied faith, you understand? You can achieve anything, especially, let alone, you can achieve anything in this world just based off of consciousness. Even Think and Grow Rich knows that. That applied faith, like you'll find that more than likely what stops you from getting what you want is your self-doubt. And that's a worldly advice, but godly advice says that you can do all things through Jesus Christ who strengthens me. What? We'll soar on the wings of eagles. Am I right? Preach, brother. It's not affirmations and manifestation, baby. You don't do anything. It's God. He'll use you as the vessel. You know, I'm not perfect, bro. But at least I could try to be. And even then, everyone falls. But do not deny in your heart that there is a God. That's where you will falter. You may be addicted to the wrong thing. Even though an addictive personality is good, you're just running to what hurts you and not what helps you. Right? I see plainly what's hurting me. Okay, I'm not working consistently. I need income to feed myself, to help out with bills, live in here. Okay, what's the problem? Well, I can't hold down a job. Why can't you hold down a job? I don't enjoy the work that I do. Why don't you do something different? Because in order to do that, there are prerequisites, and I don't have them. What's the prerequisite to stop smoking weed so I can have clean pee and take a drug test? Okay, so why don't you stop smoking? You know, something like that. It's really harmful in the long run. You know, and it's kind of the same way that, like, this whole time for the last 2 years, I ignore my family, my friends, you know, and they still somewhat stick around like they're ready with open arms waiting for me, you know. But I'm over here in a depressive, shameful, guilt life saying, oh, I don't even want to see them. Like, they're too good for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not worthy of seeing them, basically. You know, so I stay out of contact. And then my dad's been telling me all these years, too, like, I don't know, you know, basically he's telling me that I'm hurting him, you know, from not talking to him. And that's what I've been doing for years is I just cut everybody off. And I'm like, oh, I'm a piece of shit, you know. But it's like, no, evidently, like, you think you're hurting myself? Because really I'm just bashing myself, right? And I'm staying reclusive, saying I'm just going to be here with my pain by myself. But it's like, nah, like, you're hurting the people outside of this wall that you built yourself a wall and people are trying to get in. And that's the scary part. That's the sad part. Like, that's the part that you're not hurting yourself, bro. By when you hurt yourself, like you're hurting the people that care about you. You know? And here I was, not even talking to my mama. I haven't seen my mama since April, and it's December. I never went at all this year after she first went in the hospital. When she, at her second fall, but first fall this year, she fell, went to the hospital. I never went to see her. And here I am saying, oh, I got to do better, but I'm still running in circles, so I never go see my mama. And it's like she basically died of loneliness because nobody went to go visit her. You know what I'm saying? And she's just sitting there for months on end. Like, and every night you're hearing somebody saying, help me, help me. Like, I would go crazy too hearing that shit for months on end. You know what I'm saying? I would want to die. I'd be like, fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, my own people ain't coming to see me. The ones I truly love aren't coming around. I mean, God bless, she has her other children, but you know, she didn't have her husband. They were divorced. Her daughter, who just had a baby, is, you know, in a different state, cross country. Her son presumably just told her that he's going to the army, so he's not going to be around. What does she have to live for? You know? I'd be depressed too, bro. Like, just sitting there in a room, like, oh, this is the TV. TV shit, bro. Like, a little fucking box, like the size of this laptop that kind of comes out, and it's only basic TV. She can't even watch her fucking shows. Like, what the fuck? Who does that? Who wouldn't have... She been in there, you telling me, for 8 months? Who wouldn't have put her own TV there so she could watch exactly what the fuck she wants, or put some praise music or something? Not even a radio? But hey, that's my fault, man. What the hell? What are you gonna? That's me, man. Ain't nobody to blame for that. I'm a man. you know. But even when this first occurred, like 4 years ago, I'm speaking to my friend about it. I'm like, look at these problems. I want to take care of them. But he's like, but you're the baby. You know, you're the youngest. It shouldn't be on you to financially like take care of these things. And I'm like, well, that makes sense. But it's like at the same time, like you're a man. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter that like I might have been even then, like I was of age, you know, between 22, 25, 26, you know, 22 and 25, yeah, I was younger, but, you know, definitely could have just done little things here and there, here and there. But hey, there's a whole bunch of if, woulda, coulda, shouldas, you know what I'm talking about? And that's all right. That's all right, my friend. You know, right now, what we gonna do right now? We gotta do the best with what we got with the time given, you know? Who knows? Who knows how much time you got left on this earth? And I've been feeling that for a while, just in general. It being the last days, it being, I don't know my health criteria. I don't have health insurance. I haven't gone to the doctor in over 10 years. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how long I got. I don't know. Maybe there could be an underlying problem that I haven't addressed. You know what I'm saying? You can't be so prideful as to think you even have another day. That's the Lord's will. Are you going to wake up and breathe in another breath? You need to humble thyself. You think that you're even going to go out for a day's work and you have the audacity to think that you're going to come home. You're going to come home from work. Such a simple thing. You think you're going to come home from work today. A privilege that we take for granted. You just assume you're going to get home safe. You don't even know the things that the Lord God has done for you behind your back without your knowing. Like the curious case of Benjamin Button, like if she hadn't gone out at this time and been in the street, got hit by this truck at just this moment and said goodbye to this person just at this time, you understand? By moments, split-second decisions that you make and perhaps you know are wrong. Talking to me, myself. You know how much favor God has had in your life? That you're even alive? And more so for me because when I was born, the umbilical cord was wrapped around my neck. They said your baby's going to die. They were going to have like emergency surgery. And they were like, nah, hold off. Combined with the fact that my parents were older, my mama was like, what, 35? I don't even remember, maybe older. She was older than usual to have a baby. My dad's good friend or whatever at the time is saying like, hey, you know, the chances of your baby being a little, you know, are kind of high. Maybe you should have an abortion, right? The influence like that saying, hey, you never know the stats, your kid could come out not so well. Combined with the umbilical cord wrapped around my neck, they said it's going to choke me. God saved my life and hers. I wasn't supposed to be born, you understand? And I'm pretty sure it would have been a dangerous surgery for the both of us, right? The pastor of their church in Austin came with his wife, and really it was his wife, who you could probably sense had the power of God, perhaps. Right? She was the one, I think, that did the prayer over my mama. Next day, umbilical cord unwound around my neck, cleared. A miracle. Even the nurse said, like, wow, that's a miracle. Astonished. Talk about the will of God on your life. I'm not even supposed to be born. I wasn't even supposed to be 5. What? Let alone alive at all. I'm 28 years old. I'm turning 29 in 2 months. 30 good years if God blesses me another year. 300 more days on this earth. I don't know how many days I have left, especially with it being the last of the last days. You understand? The earth is having birthing pains because the world is ending. It's birthing pains. It's saying, God, Jesus, Jesus, when are you coming back? When are you coming back? The natural disasters, the rumors and of wars. The C word hit and you put on a mask and you think things are gonna go to be the same? You don't think everything changed for the rest of humanity forever? You don't think there's a 2030 plan? You don't think that you need to make the most vital next 6 years the most crucial of your life? You must think that it's a game. You see any dice? Because this ain't no fucking game. And I've been playing with my time, you understand? Was it playing? Because even in Think and Grow Rich, this guy made a plan and he felt like he was putting it off for like 4 years, but he basically knew every step of the way that he was going to go. And basically, that's how I feel. Like, I know exactly every step that I'm going to take because I've planned it all out. And the whole time, I've just been wishy-washy saying, I don't know if I should do this. I don't know if I should do that. I don't know. I don't know. You know? But, you know, who knows in reality? It's not really your call, sir. But are you doing your best? I never even applied myself. Once again, thinking that I'm just hurting myself. Nah, hurting your loved ones, your friends, your family. You could be saving them, right? I remember when I first came back to San Antonio and I was having a conversation with a guy who I thought would be a good friend. We thought pretty similar. And he said, I don't know what it is about you, man, but he's like, every time we hang out, it's like I feel a sense of peace on me. And I remember thinking then, I was like, that's kind of crazy because I feel like there's a tornado going on in my mind, like darkness consuming me all the time. But he was like the second or third person to tell me that I bring them peace. They feel peace when I'm around. And I just was thinking like that's just totally wild because, you know, I'm going through hell in my mind. You know, I go to hang around people so that I can find peace. Because otherwise, if I'm alone, it's just darkness. It's hell, brother. So that's what I'm thinking. I don't think I told him that, but I'm just thinking that's astonishing, you know. And hell, you know, you could be a positive influence on your friends if you're not even going to be spiritual about it. But mind you, this is a spiritual warfare, my friend. And that's really what it comes down to, you know. That's what my mom would say. Yes, it's the money. It's the, you could call whatever but God. You can point the finger and say it's their fault, this fault. It's all going to come down to one thing: the value of your soul. And I'm bought with a price. I'm a Holy Ghost filled man. And I came to bring the destruction of you across the land. I represent a whole new breed of Christian of today. I'm authorized, I'm deputized to blow you clean away. I got a weapon with 2 bullets that overcome all sin and blood. One bullet is called the word of my testimony, and the other one's called the blood. Satan, get out of my house.